Thank you for watching. I'm Guo Freeman, presenting on behalf of my colleagues Jeffrey Bardazel, Sharon Bardazel, and Nathan McNeese. Our paper is called Mitigating Exploitation: Indie Game Developers' Reconfiguration of Labor in Technology. Much HCI research seeks to contribute to technological agendas that lead to more just and participative labor relations and practices. Specifically, extensive research has explored new forms of labor relations and practices enabled by emerging technologies. Examples including sharing economy, such as sharing houses and vehicles, free labor, such as open source communities, and crowdsourcing, such as Amazon's Mechanic Turk. While these studies highlight emerging technologies in restructuring labor relations and economic order, they also reveal an important issue that needs to be addressed: new forms of exploitation of labor, which means treating others unfairly for gaining advantages and benefits. To further explore this issue, in this paper we study how U.S. independent game developers' social technological practices inject forms of labor, capital, and production into the game development industry. We define indie game developers as people who do not affiliate with large game companies or publishers, but make and publish games in alternative ways, such as self-funding and publishing, small studios and teams, and free labor. We focus on this community because it offers alternative production and distribution structures in the gaming economy and fosters new forms of labor relations in technology. Three types of data were collected, including online forum posts, interviews, and observations. We then use an empirical in-depth qualitative analysis to analyze the data. Our findings have three highlights. Indie game development seeks to promote an alternative to business models of game development that depend on free and immaterial labor. It builds offline networks at different scales to develop collectives that can sustain their production. And it emphasizes how distributed collaboration, co-creation, and the use of free tools and middleware make game production more widely accessible. Situating our findings in studies of technology and labor in HCI, we summarize 5 promising strategies to mitigate exploitation of labor, such as a clear and ambitious goal to shake the existing power structure in technology as a community, and reconsidering the relationship between production profits and consumption through the view of independence and immaterial labor. We then explore how these strategies inform the design of future technologies that are specific to the principles of mitigating exploitation, such as design to enhance the empowerment of free labor and design collective and united labor community to resist exploitation. Lastly, as critical scholars, we critique indie game developers' practices and strategies, both to open it up and to identify what we view as reconfigurations of labor in technology of value to the broader CCW research community. We especially highlight the more proactive and tractable approach shown in the indie game development community. By way of a conclusion, we want to highlight that this study contributes to HCI research that seeks to explicate and mitigate emerging forms of exploitation enabled by new technologies and processes. The critical view of indie developers' practices and strategies also extends the current conceptualization of labor and technology in CCW. In addition, we believe that these insights contribute to an emerging research agenda in CCW. Such an agenda would especially focus on how the organization of work and labor significantly impacts what new technologies and processes we can build and produce. Thank you, and I'm happy to take questions.